It's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Huh? So come get some. CromCon! CromCon!
Hey, we want to shout out to our sponsors, Daytona Beach Comic Con. If you are a fan of comic books, if you're a fan of comic book conventions, and if you like meeting comic book creators and getting comics and comic-related stuff, then you need to make your plans to attend Daytona Beach Comic Con. This year's show is September 7th and 8th. Silverline will be there, so you should make your plans to be there too. We'll see you there. If you like comics and find yourself in the Orlando, Florida area, doesn't everyone come to Orlando at some point in time to see the House of Mouse? But when you're here, you need to make it a point to visit Coliseum of Comics, especially the one on East Colonial Drive. They carry Silverline Comics, even a limited edition Coliseum of Comics version of our comics. So, when you go, be sure to ask for Silverline Comics and tell them we sent you. OCD stands for Orlando Collector Deviants. OCD, Steve and Trish, they're a family of geeks who promote geek things, particularly those around the Orlando, Florida area. They're big supporters of Silverline, and we think you should be supporters of theirs too. Go give them some love. If you are an independent comic book maker and you need to get your independent comics made, you need to look no further than Kablam Digital Printing. They print our books, and they do a bang-up job. They're not only trusted by Silverline, but many, many independent comic book makers. Head on over to kablam.com and see for yourself just how easy it is to have your comic printed by them. And tell them Silverline sent you.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
Hi, I'm Barb Kilver, co-host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham. Join us each Wednesday night as we discuss comics, literature, movies, and anything else that may catch our attention.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Silverline Silver Sunday. This Sunday, June the 30th. Hey, this is the last day of June, so if you haven't enjoyed June yet, you need to do it right now because it won't be June tomorrow. Tommy got a haircut.
No.
Tommy.
I just not wearing a hat. Well, hold on, wait a minute.
You took your hat off.
I am your host, I am Roland Man, and I'm joined by the usual cast on Sunday night, including Tommy, he ran off. We'll start with Roberta tonight. How you doing, Roberta?
I'm good. Thank you. Trying to stay cool.
I like that shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And that mug.
Pendulum, and yeah.
Look at that.
Silverline mug. Hold on.
There we go.
There we are.
There it is.
That
Look at
is Mouse right there. Silverline mug.
Roberta's all about product placement tonight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just happen to be wearing this today too.
What?
There.
Oh, that's a perfect time.
I normally wear a cap.
Is that a new hat, Tommy?
No.
Mm.
We don't like that one. I'll get that another one.
So that's,
this is a Dr. Seuss story.
That's Tommy, and of course, then we're joined by Mr. Tom Mason. I think I must be on a delay. Hobbyist, how are you doing, Tom?
I'm good. How are you guys? Good to see everyone.
And whoops, my buttons are not acting right tonight. And I'm joined, of course, by Mr. Mike W. Belcher, that man in the mask guy.
Howdy.
I like his backdrop. Look at those drawings.
I know. Isn't that cool?
It is. That's great stuff.
Yeah, I like
them.
It looks good. Tommy, show us your hat now. Hold on, let me find you. There you go.
You know,
Is it
until I moved to
Zomboy?
Florida, I never wore caps, and then I've got so many. So we got this one. You like that one? It's a zombie
Yeah, I
one.
Oh, I thought
There.
it was say
It's a
Zomboy.
zombie, and then we
Zombie
got
Crew.
Disneyland,
Oh,
There you go.
and then we got
yeah,
They should pay you to wear that.
yeah.
Mad Mickey. See Mickey,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
and then we
Yeah.
got Jack.
Nice.
Y'all let me know which one to stop on. Then we got more
Uh,
Jack,
Stop
Jack.
Uncle Blam.
and then we got a Kablam cap,
There
There
you
you
go.
and then we
It's
got
all about product placement tonight.
I like that one. Star Wars.
Yeah, here we go. There's your hat.
Mickey.
You got a new hat.
Oh my God, how many hats has he got?
Look at that
telling
thing.
you.
You're like some
Pops
weird
says, "Hey,
baseball.
yo, what is up, Pops?"
How about Spider-Man? There we go. We'll go with Spider-Man.
All right, let me let's see if I can't move this down here. Sunday lower right. All of my buttons are. I clicked the button and then it's like a
you
delay
said butt. And I
before
kept
it
hearing
happens.
you say your butt hurt. Your butt.
No,
What I kept hearing.
no.
Why are you talking
So,
about your butt?
It's like I've got
not
some
that
kind of
kind of
delay and
show.
I don't know what's going on. All right, so how's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. All things considered.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Tom,
have
are
to
you
use
still
this to let-
in up north, or have you made it to California yet?
No, because the airplane strike happened over the weekend, and my my
Ah.
flight's been
Airplane
delayed.
strike. That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
in that's just in Candania. In the U.S., they're still flying.
But in order to get out of Canada, you have to get on a striking plane, and they're not gonna. So I'm still
you have
here.
to board in Canada.
Have to board in Canada. They have a rule about that. You can't fly out of Canada unless you board in Canada. They're crazy that way.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
weird. You sure that's
It
a
is
thing?
weird.
I don't know if that's a thing. I think you're making it up.
I tried to do it at the airport this morning, and they were like, I don't know, Mr. Mason. Go back
You
home.
couldn't just get on your own plane and just fly it out yourself?
Because I work in comics, so naturally I have two planes.
So that's one of those things I've always said would be pretty cool if we could get one of us could get a little pilot's license, like there's a big one.
A little pilot's license.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
just a
pilot's
tiny one.
license, and then you could fly your own little propeller plane from one place to the other, and wouldn't
I
have
think
to worry
Mike
about
should get
this
a pilot's
flight.
license, and he can fly us around.
Hey, I had my cousin of mine has his son has pilot's license.
There you go.
So there you
And
go.
they can go where they want, right?
Yep.
And
So is it the same thing for a helicopter, or is that two different kind of
I
licenses?
have no idea, but I would think it would be the same thing.
I would think. Yeah, of course, it's
yeah.
the same thing. So they could just land on our roof, and then we can just
I think
crawl up on the roof.
I think a
jump in,
helicopter is much more complicated.
Is it?
Yeah,
I think
don't
so.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still up in the
True
air.
story.
Kind of like flying a drone. I don't think that's too complicated. It's just a fancy drone, right? Helicopter.
So true story.
This
The,
is the airplane news with Tommy Flormonti.
Yeah.
Right. So the doctor, excuse me, the doctor character in here in Silverline Team Up
Yeah.
is based off of a real life friend of mine who is a medical doctor. He's based off a medical doctor who is an old Army pilot, and he
He can drive us around.
Chinook. He can drive us around. That's right.
Oh, Rob needs to get a pilot's license. He drives the buses. He could just fly the planes. too.
Rob Davis.
Yeah.
A Chinook is an attack helicopter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I like
one of
that.
those the dual blades, right?
Right. Oh, that.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's the carrier one.
Yes, yeah.
I've
That's
got
not
room
the
in the
one.
back of my house. Y'all could just land back there, and then I
See,
could just.
I got it mixed up with the Apache, which is that long, thin one. That
I think that's what he wanted to fly, but when he got the assignments, he was apparently a better Chinook pilot than the Apache pilot, so that's what he ended up doing. But I've
Chinook
seen
is
him.
cool.
It is cool. I've seen him recently on Facebook posting pictures of he built his own little, I don't know what it's called. He built his own little plane, and he has been taking his friends up for flights around the area there where he lives in North Mississippi.
Like those little ultralight kits, those kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of like the the rides at the fair. I'm just not going to get into one of those kind of rides. those little kit planes. I'm not doing it.
And also that ride that's there by you guys at Kablam's office, that big slingshot.
Oh yeah, God, the one that passes right over the Burger King. No.
Yeah, I'm like, no. I used to take a slingshot out in my backyard, and I'm not getting something that does that to me.
No.
What breaks? And I go. Pew!
Have you seen the
videos
where the
plane passed over International Drive right there by the office? That's insane. Those helicopters that are landing right on that busy. That's nuts. But you can go to Burger King right there and then watch the helicopters fly out next door. It's funny.
It is funny.
There's a
Mike and Roberta and Tom. Whenever y'all come to the Daytona show, we'll go to the helicopter pad right next to the Kablam office. It's pretty fun.
Oh, wow.
We usually eat there at what's the place we usually eat there? The taco place. Del Taco. Del Taco, yeah. So
it's right next door to that. Yeah.
Yeah. And we do the Kablam tour, and then we do Del Taco.
Yeah, every time you go through the drive-through of the Burger King and the helicopter lands, the lady's like, she puts her hand out like, be quiet, don't say anything, because you can't hear anything when the helicopter's landed next door. And so you just sit there and go, gotta wait for the helicopter to land.
Except for Tommy, and when they see Tommy, they're like, yeah, I know what you want. You want the number 8 or something like that.
That's right, the number 8 combo.
That's funny.
Tom, you're saying?
Oh, on the drive down to San Diego, you pass through Camp Pendleton. And they're always, if you're lucky, well, two things. You can see two things. One is they'll do some tank maneuvers because they have a big patch of land, and they're occasionally driving tanks around there. And also they'll take the Chinook, they'll take it out over the ocean, and they'll drop guys in the water.
Yeah.
And practice rescuing people with that sort of floating horse collar thing like they do with the astronauts. So you can see some stuff if you're
cool.
I'm glad they practiced that.
I seem to recall one time going down there, seeing them on the beaches doing like they were doing some amphibious thing. Right. Of course, you're on the interstate driving, and you're trying to like drive and look at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's terrible, and plus I'm on my phone too, so I'm trying to do 3 things at once.
Yeah, but I saw a video.
As long as you're not texting.
Apparently, you guys are California's getting ready to get those self-driving cars.
Yeah, well,
hop
I'm not going to hold my breath.
I don't believe in those things anyway. So good luck.
Yeah,
I would never, ever want one.
No,
never.
I don't know if I can take a nap in one, I might be okay.
Yep.
Then after what you never wait.
How it's deciding to get around. You're not going to see what it's going to choose to do. You might need to take over at all times.
Yeah, well, and the one that I saw a picture of, there was no steering wheel at all. There was, literally, it was like a stagecoach, right?
What was that Tom Cruise movie where it was those cars that were like that?
Minority Report.
Minority Report. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Well, every time they think about the future, they throw that in there, but it's just
it's real. It's real.
No, the computers are not there. I don't trust them.
That's
me. Just an opinion. I am not an engineer, but geez, I don't believe it. So you see, something up ahead, and I'm sure it doesn't have the reflexes you do.
Oh, it's smarter than us. They can figure
So if somebody's, pulling out, say, backwards out of a driveway, and does it know? Is that something it knows? Does it know that the person in the car is slowing down and stopping, or is it going to brake thinking you're going to end up in an accident and then you get rear-ended? That's what I want to know.
Well, if there's a self-driving car behind it, then you're okay, right? Because the self-driving car behind the self-driving car, it's just they're all going to be on a network eventually, right?
I see no naps ever happening.
No, because what I see is a lot of white knuckle gripping by the sides from me.
Yeah.
Like, turn.
No. So y'all are mysterious. You can't see. It's like a stagecoach, right? In a stagecoach, you can't see.
You're just inside the
other person.
Yeah, but you trust the
You
human
can-
being not
You
to
can
kill
look
you.
out. You can look out the sides, but you can't look out the front. You can't look out the back. You can only look out the sides.
Yeah, but I trust character actors like John Doucette and Slim Pickens, and they're going to get me to the to Kansas City on time.
Can you see Slim Pickens as your stagecoach driver?
Yeah, I trust him before I trust electric car. He drinks.
And then you got all the Teslas now that are getting recalled again. You hear about that?
Yeah, I heard that they're. Yeah, well,
Again.
they have the biggest windshield of any car ever, and so they just can't quite get the windshield wiper to cover that area.
Well, in those stupid cyber trucks, you've heard the latest recall. There's something to do with the bumper wasn't glued on right. They go, glued? We're worried about it not being glued on right. They're getting recalled for glue. I'm not getting.
Why are they gluing their stuff together?
Should have used Gorilla Glue.
Ugly as can be anyway. Oh, I think I just blew our Tesla endorsement. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, would you stop that? I tag him every once a month, trying to get him to dump a bunch of money into an independent comic company.
Now he's
Elon's going to invest in us. That would be good. I mean, he looks like he wants to buy Disney, or not the Star Wars part of Disney anyway.
If he invested in us, he would just take all of our creations and throw it in the AI pool.
No, that would have to be in the unless it was that much money. Right? What was it that we said that one time before, Tom? It just depends how much money we're talking.
Yeah, how much money are we talking? That could be a sale point.
I could come up with something else.
We're gonna own all your properties, and we're gonna put them in the AI generator. And how much am I gonna get?
Yeah,
right. I'm not for sale. I'm not for sale. Well, let me add 3 zeros to that. Okay, well, let's talk.
I am very much for sale.
Let's talk.
How far over do you want me to bend? Because I am very flexible.
My phone number is.
It's great, yeah. Because I can create more stuff.
Yeah, I can surely. Yeah, I'll come up with something else.
Yeah.
I like a lot of different things. I'll come up with something else.
Yeah.
That's right.
And if you're going to pay me enough that I won't have to do my normal job, I have plenty of time to be thinking of stuff.
That's right.
That's right.
Just laying back, and maybe I won't even need to think of stuff. Maybe I'll just go.
No, I use. That's right. I'm done.
That's right. I'm done thinking.
Those planes.
Right. That's right. I just get a little tiny plane and I'll just drive around.
Yeah.
I will get that helicopter license and fly y'all around everywhere.
There you go. Does anybody have any news before we launch into our very important topic for tonight?
The newest Kickstarter stuff's over at Kablam, so we should start printing on that hopefully this week. Cool. It is a holiday this week, so we're gonna have to try to see what we can get done. I mean, those guys again. I don't know who they are. Those guys.
Yeah.
And did you get the files together yet?
95%. I haven't uploaded them for you yet. No.
Then it's not my fault why they hadn't got printed yet.
I'll probably get those uploaded tomorrow. Probably won't happen tonight. Maybe tonight, but probably not tonight. Probably tomorrow.
Okay. I gotta send your son a note too while I'm thinking about it.
So the next one, by the way, we're getting ready here in a couple of weeks. I don't have the date in front of me. But in a couple of weeks, we're getting ready to launch Divinity number 4. So, yep. That's so awesome. That will finish up the Divinity arc. Oh, and what I decided to do, I know you guys can't really tell this. What I decided to do on this thing back here is I started at the top, and I'm going to do the books that are going through Diamond now. So we're going to have Trumps 1, 2, 3, right? And then once 4 comes out, I'll put Trumps 4 down here. And then this is Kalis, and then we'll have, of course, Twilight Grim and
how many walls
all
do
the
you
next
have?
ones.
Nice.
How many walls do I have? I've got 4 walls. The question is, how many
civilized house?
Yeah,
4 walls. What a rich person. Way to brag, Roland.
The question is, how many of these little plastic things do I have? You know, this was actually, I wish I could remember the name because I plugged them. This was actually a Kickstarter project. that I backed. That they've got these big grommets on the top. You can barely see that right there. So they've got grommets on all four corners, and they're really easy to just slide the comics in and out of. So I really like that. It was.
I need that for my bathroom.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh, you know what? And they actually made a smaller one that I haven't decided what to do with yet. It's still, you have to lay them flat because bathroom. I haven't decided what to do with that yet. So, Agent Cub says AI will save us because they need us as batteries.
Oh,
that's great.
Very true.
So says
and
the
then
Matrix.
he says,
that's a
Tom,
story.
you
You can write that as a story. Oh, they've already done
right.
that. It's called Matrix.
Yeah, they've done it.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
What? Called what?
Matrix.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
The Matrix.
Tom, you'll have to think of stuff because I'm saving my pennies to get you that $4 million.
Excellent.
Oh,
nice.
Wow. The backer.
I think I can say with all certainty that I could have a second idea.
Yep.
for 4 million pennies.
If somebody needs to back Tom's thing because then Tom may give me a job. So there you go. I can help Tom.
That's right.
Help Tom, help Tommy.
That's right.
It all falls downhill. There you go.
That's right.
Any other news? Roberta, are you coloring right now? Do you want to
I'm
put
coloring.
it on the screen?
What are you working on?
I bet
a
I can
viper.
guess.
There's a viper.
The what? Vipers.
It's called
It's
Cat and
called
Mouse. It's an
Cat
issue of
and
Cat and
Mouse.
Mouse. Is it Cat and Mouse 1?
Yes,
Vipers
one?
Cat and Mouse
What's it
Vipers
called?
number 1. Yeah, Cat and
Yeah.
Mouse Vipers number 1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Vipers,
and it's,
snake people?
Yes.
I'm just
Yeah.
starting a page.
It's a viper,
here, so-
right? A snake.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a snake today on Orange Blossom Trail riding my bike. It was
Oh no!
big old-
There was a bear spotted in my neighborhood.
Whoa.
In my
Was it-
neighborhood,
was it-
like
A
right
bear.
over
That
there.
happens.
Was it just you walking around naked outside?
No, it was someone took a picture of it and posted it in our neighborhood. Said, "Oh, there's a bear."
I saw it. It was you.
No, it wasn't me. It was
Oh.
like there's a bear by the back gate, and we're close to the back gate. And I'm like, oh my gosh! Now it's like I can't take my garbage out now because the bear might eat me.
Are
We've had
you
a
sure
couple
it's
of
always there
alligators
at all?
come up on our property over here lately. Every time we open the front door, Renee and I are like, "Look for alligators before you go outside."
Yeah,
You guys are making Florida sound better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, Mike, you got any alligators where you are?
No alligators.
right.
You got bear though.
Yeah,
You got
we
bears.
We got bear. We got
There's bears in
skunks.
California too.
Got moonshiners there. That's where
Mhm.
Mike's at. I like that
Ooh,
moonshine.
Don't,
Next
don't
time we
tell.
come.
Don't tell.
Hey, don't give away the secret.
Yeah.
Sorry.
look at that snake head behind Cat right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, this is the next story that takes place after the Cat and Mouse miniseries that we just finished. And
Who's the penciler in ink
it
on
is
this?
penciled. It is penciled by Angelo Concepcion, and it is inked by Jose Fuentes.
Oh,
Cool.
cool.
And of course,
Jose.
yes, and of course, you can see Roberta is working her color magic on that. So
Well, who wrote this one?
that would me. That would be me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Woo!
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited
Chat
about it. Some fun
GPT
things
wrote it.
happen, and I got a fun. I've got a fun guest star that's going to pop up and unexpected. No one's going to expect this one. A fun guest star that's going to pop up at the end of issue 2. So
Oh, good.
Is it
Yeah.
Spider-Man?
and not
It's gonna
Spider-Man.
be
yeah.
Demon? Did I spoil it again?
It's,
Could be
it's
Demon?
Man Spider. It's
Oh,
Man
man.
Spider.
Spider.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
whale.
Spider. Yes, right. L Spider. All right. So, any other news? All right. So tonight's topic is what did I call it? Do superheroes have hobbies? Right. So we often see superheroes. We see them doing their thing, right? We see them fighting the bad guy, saving the day. We talk about their jobs, right? They Clark Kent's the reporter, Spider-Man is a photographer, or at least he used to be. I don't know what he is anymore. We always talk about these things that they do so they can live, that kind of thing. But do they have hobbies? Like, Tommy rides bikes. That's Tommy's hobby. Excuse me. I ride bikes sometimes, but not as much as Tommy does. I love to play softball, which is how I broke my hand this past year.
And damaged your foot.
In
my
hamstring?
leg. Yeah, I tore my hamstring. Geekmen, Masters of the Thunder Nerds, and how's it going, y'all? What is up, Geekmen? By the way, Geekmen, welcome to the Madness Network. I don't know if y'all had a chance to see it or not, but Geekmen, Masters of the Thunder Nerds, bringing their show onto the Madness Network. So we're excited to see that. Geekmen have always been supporters of Silverline, so we are happy to see them join the Madness Network. Agent Coe says, I like take naps.
Who doesn't?
Right? So yeah, let's first let's talk about we can talk about some of the popular characters like Spider-Man or Superman or whatever, but like Mike, Man in the Mask, does he have a hobby? What does he do?
Well, that's something I never thought about. Probably video games if he can de-stress enough to do it.
Okay.
As far as hobbies go. Sorry,
so what are your hobbies, Mike? Can you talk about them? Do you want to talk about them?
Video games for me. I mean, that's kind of a de-stressor for me when I can sit down and actually do it. I like to walk.
Yeah.
I like to take walks. Play chess.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, Aiden, we'll sit down. We'll play some chess for a little bit.
That is awesome.
I haven't done it in a long time.
But it depends on how crafty either one of us are. But we don't hold back.
All right.
He's got me more than once.
That's awesome.
Well, so look at that. Rob Davis is a model builder. That's kind of cool.
Go. I do not have the concentration to do something like that. That seems like that's almost like surgical work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Practically is.
Tweezers. I can see Rob Davis
close-up
being
lenses.
a model.
Because I tried to build models when I was a kid, and I ended up with glue everywhere, and my hands were stuck together. So I'm not.
You know what I ended up doing with my models that I built as a kid? You do?
Put fireworks in them and blew them up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
That's what I always did with mine.
Sure did. Yep.
That's us Mississippi boys. That's what we like to do. Blow stuff up.
That's right. That's exactly what I did.
So then is your hobby building models, or is your hobby blowing stuff up?
Yes.
Yeah. Not blowing stuff up. Though that would be a fun hobby. I that would be a lot of fun, I think. I do like to blow stuff up, but I don't get the opportunity to do that much. Roberta, what about you? What are your hobbies, Roberta?
Well, I would say graphic design, kind of, but I also do that, for work too. Yeah. But I do it for fun also. Irish dancing, that's a new one.
Really?
Irish dancing? Wait, no way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we want to see some videos. Sure.
Mm-hmm. No videos. Oh God.
I can see Tom's. Tom's probably does clogging. Mm-hmm. I think that would probably be fun.
Tommy tells us he twerks, but we've never seen a video.
Yeah, I get paid to do that. Thank you.
I would actively avoid those videos.
It's on TikTok. They're all over TikTok.
I would like to see a video of Roberta Irish dancing.
I don't know if I can find one, but I can look.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Mason, what about you? What are your hobbies?
Well, I drink a lot. I smoke cigarettes. I gamble. I shoot pool. I don't know.
Hang out.
Hang out.
So my hobbies. Videos. My hobbies are sort of BSing with my friends. That's a pretty good hobby. But I like to I like to scroll the internet way too much.
Yeah.
That's a pretty decent hobby.
You got to figure out a way to make money doing it.
What Mike said, I take a long walk every day to to get my steps in, and I also like to doodle, like an old fashioned get a pen out with some notebook paper and just start drawing some weird stuff.
Awesome. So that's great. That's fantastic. Well, and I remember seeing some of your doodles, not a lot, but I remember seeing some of your doodles from back in the Malibu days.
It's weird because I used to hang out in bars a lot. What a surprise! And I would doodle on the cocktail napkins or whatever. But now nobody has napkins and nobody has receipts and nobody has anything anymore. So I just do it all at home.
Well, you can do it on your phone.
But then you can't leave it there for somebody to see.
Yeah.
Right.
What I like is the feel. I don't know how real artists do it, but I like the feel of the pen on the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And just sort of doing weird stuff and see what comes out.
Now, do you like it particularly on the napkin paper? Because napkin has a different consistency than like paper.
Well, here's the funny thing. I have a pen just for napkins and I have a pen just for regular paper. So it's
but of course you do.
I'm like a super nerd about this stuff. Oh no, I left my napkin pen at home. What am I gonna do?
Gotta go back.
I can't draw. I can't draw today.
I can't draw. We gotta go back to the house to get my napkin pen.
So, Tom, you remind me, one of the things we'll need to do is for the campaign for your book, we'll need to offer up some doodles.
That's a good idea.
I have a little stack of sketch cards sitting on my desk.
Sweet.
So I'm ready to sort of doodle away.
Excellent. So
that's an excellent idea.
It very much so is. Yeah. A couple of comments here. Rob Davis says, depends on the model. I mostly do Trek models and cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Trek stuff. Of
both.
course,
Geekmen does both. Geekman, let's see. A bunch of hellos here. Geekman says, you need to Irish dance for your next campaign.
Oh wow. I got myself in trouble, didn't I?
Yeah, you shouldn't have said anything. Because we'll never forget that.
No.
And Agent Koepp says, let's see these doodles. So, yeah, Tom, you'll have to plan. I know that you're not so next week. No, you'll be here next week. Yeah. But your doodles won't be accessible to you next week, will they?
No, I have a sheet of doodles somewhere on my computer that I could post.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to. We'll plan on it. Next week we'll try to plan on it, and we'll share some of your doodles.
I'll be in California where I do my best doodling.
Yeah.
Oops. Wrong color.
Let's see, Tommy. What you got? I know you bike ride. We've already talked about that. You got any other hobbies that you want to mention?
Trying to make money drawing comic books. I think that's a big hobby. It feels like
it's certainly not a job.
Not lately.
Yeah.
But
it's work.
Lately it's just been the biking stuff. I've gotten really heavy into to biking, so that's been taking over. Watching too much YouTube videos, sitting around.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how to make money doing that. That'd be pretty
cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, not really. I was going to say that designing stuff for the bike things. You remember I was working on that big display thing that would work on the tires. So the electronic part of that bike stuff. I got to show y'all all that stuff at some point.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He put these
lights
kind
of
tires.
bike oriented type stuff. So
yeah.
And I do. So here's the big thing. So if you're making money at it, is it a hobby?
It depends. Do you need the money to live, or is it just money?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or if you're doing it for just extra cash and stuff, because I still, besides with the Kablam stuff and all of the web design stuff, I still have several clients that I do web design stuff for just a little bits here and there, and and I'm still making a little bit of money doing that. But is that a hobby? Web design type?
Well,
thing?
there's
Seems like a job more than.
There's actual definitions now that
Yeah.
people are doing that more. So it's an awful lot more complicated than just like, oh, is it your main source of income?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
it can also be how much control do you have?
Yeah, if you're taking
someone the boss, or are you the boss?
Yeah.
So
or if I
Merriam
decided to
Webster
start taking up like oil painting or something like that, I mean, I still do comic book art, but would oil painting be the hobby? It's still drawing, but is
I
that
would think so. Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah, I would think
Yeah,
oil painting. Yeah, would be your hobby.
It's not your main thing.
right? Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
tend to lose money on a hobby.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Anyway.
This bike
So there's-
stuff it costed a bunch of money.
There's tons of generational pressure to turn your hobby into like a side quest. And,
Trying to figure out
yes.
how to turn your hobby into a
Yeah.
money making thing.
Right, and I think
Side
that
hustle.
for me that sort of ruins it. Where it's just
Oh,
like,
there you
yeah.
go. Side hustle compared to a hobby. Is that the?
Yeah,
is there? Is,
I mean, I don't mind if a hobby, if you're oil painting or whatever, and you're doing something that you like, and then somebody sees it and says, "Oh, I'd like to buy that." You're not really hustling it. This is like
No,
you paint
right.
something, somebody saw it and wants to buy it. That's different. But if you're painting on the weekends and evenings, and every Saturday you're going to some kind of fair to try to sell your paintings, that's not really a hobby anymore.
no, that's kind of just
That's just
Or
work.
is that putting up
That's just
like
job.
a I was going to say not a fair because you said fair. The not a garage sale either. It's the things
flea
that
market.
Yeah, flea. Thank you,
Mhm.
Tom. Boy, you helped me. I owe you every time you help me out. I got to give you $1. Yeah, at a flea market and stuff. People do that every. They set up every
Yeah.
weekend and just sell the junk that they found during the week or whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a hobby,
Yep.
right?
No, that's
So-
a
That
side
actually is a job.
That's a side
Yeah.
hustle, yeah. So Merriam-Webster says a hobby is a pursuit outside one's regular occupation engaged in, especially for relaxation.
Yeah, I was going to add the relaxation part because the second
Yeah.
someone tells you how to do what you're doing for fun, it's no longer fun.
right.
Yeah.
Well, then would biking be a hobby? Because I'm not relaxing. That's for darn sure.
Well,
It's not.
you,
Yes,
but it
kind
is,
of.
yeah, it's bringing you relaxation because it's something that you enjoy.
And you're alone with your thoughts. You're no one's riding beside you going pedal faster.
No, we actually ride in groups, and we're always doing that. Go faster, faster. Quit slowing down. Harassing us. I did 35 miles today. I was riding, so I had a good
Wow.
ride today.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm tired just hearing that.
That was fun.
Mhm.
It was fun. So,
So,
so I said it was fun, that it had to have been a hobby because I
Right.
Yes.
Okay, there
Yeah.
you go. All right, we're done. Everybody, love you guys. Have a good night.
Well, we hadn't talked about superheroes yet, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that far.
So
Actually,
I think probably all of us got here because we have an interest in comics initially. That was a hobby. It might not be a hobby now. You might not consider it a hobby, but I'm willing to bet that most of everyone on this little panel strip right here has several boxes of comic books.
Mhm.
Yes, that's
A
right.
little bit.
Yeah. So I would say comic book collecting or reading or buying, one of those that certainly falls into a hobby.
Yep.
That's true.
Which is funny because I looked at Agent Cubs. I looked ahead to Agent Cubs' question.
I'll be right
I
back.
haven't put it up there yet.
No, but I cheated. I looked ahead. Because collecting comics was a hobby, a huge hobby for me.
Yeah.
And now I don't collect numerically anymore. Like I don't need to get the latest issue of some stuff. I get the latest issue of a thing that my friends recommend or that I hear about, and mostly I collect by finding stuff at shows or in shops.
So what do you does your collection have a like a theme? You're like, everything by Walter Simonson or everything with a green logo.
Yeah, yes, it's everything with a green logo. So everything drawn by elderly bearded men.
Yeah, but
so
what happens if they shave?
No, they're off. I don't collect them anymore. No, so I sort of pared it down. My collection is basically the comics that meant very much to me as a kid.
Yeah.
I have those and I'm afraid to look at them again because you know, age is not kind to things.
Ruin it.
And but I like to know that they're there, and I like to sort of pull open the box and look at the covers every now and then, and just go and sort of jump back into that headspace.
Yeah.
But then there's stuff like I collect everything that Howard Chaykin publishes.
Cool.
I still follow him. I still love his work. And he's still surprising me with the stuff that he's doing. And I've loved that stuff for 40 plus years. And I buy there were collections of Xander Cannon's Kaiju Max. And I got the first one, and then I made sure I got the next 4. So if I like something, I'll just keep tracking it down.
That's pretty cool.
But I don't get excited about like, ooh, Spider-Man's got a new costume, or no, look, Batman's got a new mask, or whatever. I don't really care about the new issues anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
I've just went off the dollar bin, so.
Yeah, it's funny you talk about you don't go back and read the old ones anymore. I haven't, but there are a couple of things like I keep handy, like this thing right here, right? This is a panel from Avengers 148, I think, and it's the one that, it's the one that Stephen Butler and I we used to talk about this particular issue all the time, right? Because this is Hyperion and Vision is their big fight when they took on the squad. Listen to me geeking out. They took on the Squadron Supreme, and they had the Serpent Crown, and Scarlet Witch was carrying it. She was fighting a mental battle with the Serpent Crown, and Hyperion and what was her name? Metallark, I think. They go to take them on, and then this is the big battle, the end of the big battle between the Vision and Hyperion. And Steven and I used to like quote this back and forth to each other. So this sits on my desktop.
It's a wonder you ever got married. But I do. Speaking of dollar bins, I do go to the dollar bins. I got this at the dollar bin in WonderCon.
Nice.
I mean, just look at that thing. I read this as a kid when it came out, and I have it somewhere. But I bought it again because it's $1, and I want to read about a Jack Kirby shark eating Commandy. And it's just as, and the thing is, I thought it was great when I was a kid, and it's still great, but it's just like crazy great now because there's so much weird Kirby stuff going on.
Yeah,
you can appreciate it now.
Yeah. And I think you and I swapped some messages recently. And I talked about a lot of my collecting now is I'm buying 80s comic books that I didn't get in the 80s, right? I was because I was a Marvel zombie, and I knew that they were there, and I bought some. I knew First, Kamiko Now, and all that kind of stuff, and I bought some, but I didn't really discover a lot of those until later. And so I'm buying some of the things now that I didn't buy back then. That just because I'm like, well, I can find them in the cheap boxes and. It's something new for me to buy and try out. So that was Agent Cub's question. He said, besides napping, collecting comics would be my main hobby. Do you guys still collect comics? So I think that answers your question there, Agent Cub. David still collects. I think he does too. And of course that's we are supposed to be talking about superheroes collection hobbies. David Ace Gutierrez says, what else does the group collect? David, it's good to see you here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Anybody else collect anything?
I try to collect money.
Money? I'm not very good at that.
No, I'm not either. My collection is very small. It's very bleak. But, I collect it when I can.
I've got entirely way too much Star Wars and Spider-Man toys. It's a problem. It's a problem. My wife keeps buying them for me though, so it's not a problem for her. So I guess it's like the thing with taking drugs. If as long as you can afford them, it's not a problem. Yeah, right.
I will tell you my stupidest. I will tell you the stupidest thing I collect.
What's that?
I will out myself. If I'm in a store and they have a vending machine, and inside the vending machine is some sort of little toy, like a plastic figure.
I used to do that too.
I will kill people for $2 so I can get one of those stupid plastic toys.
I used to remember the one time you've seen them. It's those little green aliens. You know those ones that you see, those little things. I have got about 50 of them. I used to get them just every time I see one, I'd get those little stupid green aliens. I think
Tom's getting his.
There. Wait.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
And it does not look anything like the graphic on the front of the vending machine. and when I got it and I opened it up, I was still happy.
Yeah. Legos. I used to collect Legos until they priced me out.
Right.
Yeah.
These are still 50 cents or $1.
Yeah.
That's true.
Little gadgets. I also like to get little gadgets of little like little knives or little things to put on your keychains and all that kind of stuff. Hold on, I'll go get some.
We've started something.
I know. David says Tom has a curated collection, I would say. And then he says nobody collects just one thing. It's a genetic disorder. Probably
that's true.
Not wrong. Does Tom collect Mold-A-Rama figurines?
See, now there's a reference. Is that something for the new kids? Because I don't know the reference.
I don't know that either.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Is that maybe it's a TikTok thing or is it generational?
So let me see where I can get it because that's a stupid background thing. So on my keychain thing, I've got, for whatever reason, I've got a flashlight on my keychain. Why do I need one? I have no idea. My keys are separated with magnets so I can pull them off. Why would you need to do that? I don't know, but mine can. And then I've got a carabiner thing that's hooked on here that's got a key to, I don't even know what this key is for, but it's on my keychain. And then I got this stupid thing that's got all of my household keys because I thought it looked cool. So, and it drives my wife crazy. So whenever we get to the house, I'm trying to open the door and it takes me like 15 minutes to go through this stupid thing to get this stupid key to open the stupid door. And of course on it, it's got a beer can or a beer bottle thing. I don't even drink beer. So why do I need this? But I got it. So Tom, I know you drink beer, so I can help you out if you ever were out.
I appreciate that, but that looks like a lot to carry in one pocket, though. I would lean to one side if I put that in my pocket.
It looks awful heavy.
Like if you stop into the gas stations like the Pilots or the Love gas stations, they always got that little station that's got all that weird crap.
Help yourself.
Roland's been with me, and he'll go, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to find something. I gotta find something."
Yeah,
there's a local hardware store here that has bins of all this sort of tiny stuff, little knives, little flashlights.
I don't know.
I'm always going in and touching that stuff.
They're not. It's not that it's expensive or anything. It's just too much junk or junk drawers. Everybody's got a junk drawer. What's in your junk drawer? Because golly, you don't want to see what's in my junk drawer.
No, I'm
no, we
the
don't want to see
executor of my
junk.
estate is going to have a bargain.
I would say I think Bruce Wayne probably his hobby is probably electronic gadgets. Don't you think?
Yay, comic book hero. All right, on track.
Curtis, like, y'all need to shut up.
550. It's from.
Yeah. I would say that would be my guess for Bruce Wayne. But what about Clark Kent? Does he have hobbies?
I found a site that actually went through comics, and it's supposed to, when they mentioned even just randomly mention something that the person's doing. So I'll try to find some of these that we're talking about. I'll try to find what Clark Kent. They just randomly said that, like he likes to get bubble gum or something like that. He could collect something, and I'll try to find it. Clark Kent.
I think he's a sports fan. I think that one of the books that detailed like baseball. I think he liked baseball. He's into baseball.
Wow.
It says right here. Okay, I found a Superman thing. It said Superman, and one of them said that he was a Metallica fan. It said that in one of the issues. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Somebody could be lying.
I'm not buying that.
That doesn't sound like it tracks.
That doesn't sound like
because Bruce Wayne is a big hockey fan. He talks about hockey in some of his Batman stuff.
No, I don't believe that either.
I don't really get it.
I think Superman's hobby was the bottle city of Candor.
Oh,
yeah. Because who doesn't have a jar full of little people in their?
It's time for a natural disaster. Let's shake it up.
That's right. Oh no, the hand is going to shake the snow globe again.
Oh no!
It says that Loki talks a lot about movies. He talks about going to movies a lot.
That's right. I'm with Roberta. I can see that.
I can see. Yeah, I can see that. What's Thor's?
So if I can get,
he might like hockey.
It says Spider-Man
would like
has referenced the Amazing Spider-Man is referenced playing Warcraft in a couple of his in the comic stores.
That's news to me.
If it's the current Spider-Man.
Yes, it's video games, Spider-Man video games. He's been known to talk about video games.
Huh.
I think Captain America draws because I think eventually he was drawing the Captain America comic for Marvel Comics inside the comic.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah, sure enough. Agent Koepp says my junk drawer has ketchup packets.
I'll trade you. I've got nothing but soy sauce, so you could use some ketchup.
Soy sauce.
It says several times Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Hawkeye has talked about watching a show called Dog Cops. They've referenced that in the comics. I've never even heard of this. I think people are making crap up.
Starman's Jack Knight, the ultimate collector. He was the reader.
Very much so.
And then he says Malibu's firearm was a book collector.
There we go.
I didn't remember that.
This Bruce Wayne's hobby is being Batman. This is stupid. People, I'm getting off this page.
Who else? Captain America, Thor, Iron Man. I think Iron Man would probably be like Bruce Wayne.
Gadgets
and
stuff. Or being like a Shark Tank person, probably buying stuff, buying companies,
buying up people's ideas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
what about
a real corporate person? The Flash.
Oh, it says Tony Stark liked to play chess a lot in some of the comics with Reed Richards, apparently.
No, I can see that.
Okay.
What about the Thing was a cigar aficionado?
Yes, and Wolverine too, right?
Yeah, him and Wolverine and Nick Fury. You can see the three of them have.
Yeah, they just go. They got to do a comic for them.
Yeah.
Professor X is his hobby was probably thinking, wasn't it?
Yes. No, it was manipulating Jean Grey. That was his hobby.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Who else? What about any Silverline characters? Any thoughts as to what those are?
What they might do?
Yeah, what they might do for hobbies.
Demon is a veterinarian, isn't he? Or is that his job?
He is. That's his job. That's his job. Yeah.
Okay.
So what is he? Although his current iteration, it's more of a hobby because he doesn't have an office anymore right now.
Right.
I haven't decided whether I want to give him another office or not. For those of you following along, I kind of like him being sort of the guy who's hanging out in the cemetery.
Freelance veterinarian, though.
At large.
Yeah.
But he can still trim a dog's toenails.
He absolutely can. So what would his hobbies be? And I'll be honest with you, before coming up with this title, I hadn't thought about it. That's not something I don't think we sit around and think, what is my main character's hobby?
So I mean, you created him.
I bet he likes to eat fine dining. He likes to go to fancy restaurants.
I was going to say he likes to read and study and learn things independently. So like he's an independent
scholar, kind of a
scholar. Yeah.
I would see that. Yeah, I could see that for him.
Because he's very,
absolutely.
He seems a little bit aloof. He seems a little bit distant sometimes, and he seems like he's got his head thinking bigger thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't hang out with folks a lot because he's always worried about what he thinks they think of him, kind of a thing. Being a big old furry dude.
Yeah.
That keeps getting bigger and bigger as the comic.
Depends on the artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's huge now. He's like Hulk size.
Yeah, he's a Hulk now.
Yeah.
Where does he get his trench coat? If he's going to be that big.
The big and tall store.
It's
a bigger and bigger tall store.
That's it. Big... Demon Bath and Beyond.
Yeah. Aren't those snake people cool looking?
They are cool.
Aren't they great?
I just think they're cool looking.
I love it. Let me see.
Are those the two idiots from the previous miniseries?
No, they're not.
No.
Okay. I love those guys.
It's not those two guys. Although that would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. Hey,
what were those guys' hobbies? The ones that got beat up?
There's actually something in store. There is something in store for them. But we haven't seen it yet. We're gonna see what's in store for them at the end of issue 3. That's why I kept asking, because Pete never said anything to me about it. So Pete's one of these guys where you send him the script, it's like, cool, got it. All right. I need some feedback, Pete. Come on, man. Talk to me.
I'm like,
did you read it? Yeah, I read it. So what did you think about the last page? Oh, yeah. That was quite a surprise.
I think those two guys, they race RC cars on the weekends.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, that's perfect. Absolutely they do.
That's how they relax.
That's right. Because I went to an RC track in out of in the California desert many years ago, and it was a huge thing. There's like 50, 60 people bringing their RC vehicles and racing over this huge bumpy roundabout track. It's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds fun.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Are you sure this wasn't Burning Man? Then you just
no.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't that high. So it was. No, it was out in like west of or east. No, let me get my directions. It's east of Whittier.
Oh, okay.
Out there in the kind of place where RC people would race.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I just love watching the process of Roberta.
Oh, thank you. And this is just flatting. I'm so sorry. That's kind of
that's okay.
Fun.
That's the weird thing about coloring to me is that flatting looks like when you first look at it, it's like
it's exciting.
It's exciting, but I don't see how that's going to come together yet. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like when you first if you're an artist and you're watching somebody sketch something, it's like a circle, and it's like, well, I don't see anything yet. And then the more they work it, the more you realize, oh, all right, I see. You got to start somewhere.
That's right. Yeah.
One of the things I really love about it is that I keep it really nice and tight and don't back up for you guys, so that it's more surprising.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think so.
And that's cool too, because when you just see like a finger or a glove or a boot or something, you don't really get a sense of it. And then when you pull back, and it's
then you're like, whoa, that's what it is.
It's like The Price is Right when they open up the curtain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's cool too because if you look in the extreme right, you can see the.
You're not supposed to look there.
Well, I know, but you can see the tiny little purple box where you are, right? And so you can see, because that's just a small portion of the page that you're working on.
Right.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm an old man. I can't see that tiny little box right there.
Okay.
Well, I have my glasses on, so
I'm too vain to wear those on the air.
Agent Koepp says Invincible collected comics. That's pretty cool, and that would make sense. You want to do something that is familiar, I think, to your readers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in a comic book, would the character in a comic book be collecting comics? Do comics exist in comic books?
Well, of course, why not? Well,
yeah.
No, I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you remember in
makes sense.
Like the Spider-Man, if he collected comics, would he be getting Superman comics? I mean, of course, that'd be a conflict of interest. But would he get the Hulk comic? No, because he knows the Hulk, so it can't be the Hulk. It's got to be somebody that he doesn't know.
So don't you remember there was a whole sequence of when Marvel did some toys. One of the funniest things was the Avengers were looking at their toys and they were talking. Remember, Captain America came with a shield, Thor came with a hammer, and Hulk says, "I got a rock."
You got a rock.
That was a great line from the comic book because he was looking at his toy and it's like, "I got a rock."
That's it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what issue that was from, but I remember we quoted that for a long time. I got a rock.
I got a rock.
That's right. Maybe
that's not what he meant.
Oh yeah, listening to music and stuff. That's hobbies, right?
Yep,
yeah,
listening to music. Well, if I don't know if you remember, speaking of listening to music, Demon went to a concert with Mouse in the first volume. Yeah, they went to a concert, and of course, then all kind of stuff happened because that's what that's what comics do. But they were at a concert. That's right. So he was a bit of a music fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would fit with his being a reader and a music fan.
Yeah.
Good.
Because those are also quiet individual hobbies. Like you don't necessarily have a group read, and you don't necessarily listen to music with a group unless you go to a concert. Like most people listen to music at home alone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. What else? Any other thoughts, Mike? Did you ever think of Man in the Mask? Did you settle on video games?
Well, eventually, like I said, it kind of mirrors me a little bit. I'll probably some artistry in there. There'll be some, just to kind of, some kind of little hobby. One time, maybe he thought he wanted to be a comic book artist also. So
I'm gonna throw this at Mike. From my reading of the comics, he also seems to be some kind of local historian.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually
there you go.
True. I wanted to kind of bring that out too. That the fact that he kind of knows the things that are around. That's kind of an interest.
Yeah,
genealogy. Where things come from,
and how to preserve them and keep them as they are, and basically keep the bad guys out.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. As a student of history myself, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because
it's what's that?
For me, it's sort of it grounds Man in the Mask in the way that the other comic books don't have that kind of character.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah,
Spider-Man doesn't know the history of New York City, and the Fantastic Four doesn't know the history of whatever. But Man in the Mask, he knows that town. He knows those people.
Yeah.
He knows the lineage of everyone there.
Exactly. Where streets were named and why, and probably the person that was named after. I mean, it just that's what a community kind of does. So yeah, I mean, definitely the origins of. That's definitely a hobby.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, I'm out of smart things now.
Just for the moment, yeah. Well, and it's funny because you talk about that kind of thing. It's like back where my family's from. It's not unusual. We'll be on a road, and it's like, oh, I know that name. That's the last name of some of the families around here.
Right.
So even if I don't know the person it was named after, I know the name. Agent Koepp says drug lords love to hang out in nightclubs.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're fans of drugs.
Yeah. they might be fans of dancing too.
I've never seen a drug lord dance. and hopefully I never will.
Right.
Because I figure if I'm in a place where I'm watching drug lords dance, I'm probably in big trouble.
Probably.
You probably are.
I've said or done the wrong thing, and I don't have much longer to live.
What about bad guys then? What are Dr. Doom's hobbies?
Torture.
Opera.
I think technology too.
Yeah. I can see, and I wonder. Now that I'm saying this, I wonder if I actually have seen it, an image of it. I can see Dr. Doom playing chess.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It seems like most of their time is spent trying to figure out how to kill everybody. Is what it seems like. Because I was thinking about Dr. Octopus. He's always working on a gadget to try to do something, or the Joker, and he always is trying to figure out how to mess with people. But there was he may like to go to the opera. You think the Joker probably likes going to see play every now and again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's seen Phantom of the Opera 300 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look what he did.
Yeah. Well, so, Tommy, what would Doc Ock's hobbies be?
Made up funny ones, or what real ones that he might?
No, I mean, what would his hobbies be?
Tennis.
Oh God, yeah, that's a great idea. Just think of some sports that he might be.
Man, he'd be good at.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's a mechanic. That would be really good. He could work on cars. Work at the Walmart, oil changing thing. Because
I figure he's got an old beat up car in the garage.
That's a job. Yeah, I know. I keep trying to make money doing my hobbies. I don't know what.
I think he's got a beat up car, like a VW Beetle or something.
He's working on it all the time.
He's working on it on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why he's so mad, because
he totally does.
Destroyed.
Yeah. Maybe an old Triumph convertible that he thinks will impress Aunt May.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's try to think what other bad guys there are. What about you think Kang has any hobbies?
Those guys just brood a lot.
I think so, yeah.
Sitting around pouting.
Kang, he controls time, so I'm not really sure why he needs any hobbies.
But
they're too busy. They're too busy trying to destroy the universe. When have they got time to be relaxing? That's how they relax. That is their hobby. Is trying to kill everybody.
Well, I think Kang uses his time travel to go back and fix high school for himself.
Oh,
yeah. Agent Koepp says Dr. Doom loves watching Friends and Seinfeld.
Watching TV.
Right.
Do those two go together though? I don't know.
He's Team Ross.
My daughter and I talk about this a lot. She's a big Friends fan, and I'm a Jennifer Aniston fan, but I'm not a big Friends fan. But she's challenged me to watch all of them, and so I'm slugging my way through. Yeah, through the. But I like Seinfeld, right? And so, but I don't see those. I don't see those two really being the same audiences, to be honest with you.
It's weird that they came on right after each other, and it just works.
They were together, but they're different sense of humor.
Yeah, very different. Yeah,
the show about nothing.
But I could see Dr. Doom screaming at the TV watching Friends, going, "They were on a break. They were on a break."
Oh, no.
Pivot!
I hate that I get that reference now.
Pivot.
My daughter would love it, but I can't stand that I get it. Yeah. What about Ghost Rider? What kind of hobbies do you think Ghost Rider has?
Probably looking up, trying to find better flame retardant jackets and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Motorcycle parts.
Shooting practice. I don't know.
Well, you remember, so the Ghost Rider that I know, remember, he was a stunt man.
Yeah.
Right.
I know that there's been some changes, and I apologize for not knowing what the new guy was or whatever. But the Ghost Rider that I'm familiar with, he was a stuntman. So, I mean, that would have been his job, right? Motorcycles.
I
So
say
maybe
he
being
travels
Ghost Rider was his hobby.
He travels from town to town.
Yeah, that's his hobby. That's his hobby. Just
looking for
what's
trouble.
wrong.
No, that's
Maybe he likes building around.
He likes to go to the beach.
I take
Likes
long
just
walks
hanging
on the
out.
beach.
Yeah, he likes to scuba dive.
What
Hey,
would the
Cubs,
thing do? What would the thing's hobby be?
cigars. Talked about cigars earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a short hobby though. We got to think of
Lots of poker games in the comics.
I
There were
would
a lot of
say
poker games.
I think he's
Yeah.
a poker playing guy.
yeah. I think he's got a regular hangout, a club he goes to where he
Yeah, probably on Yancey Street.
That's right. He takes all their money.
I guess those guys going to the bar would be going to the bar, hanging out at the bar be a hobby?
Yeah.
Playing
I would
pool
say.
at the bar?
The thing is about 80 years old now, so how much drinking can he really do anymore?
Well, no, he keeps rebooting. So he
Well, I mean, his liver is made of rock, so
that's right.
true.
So it never goes
Yeah.
bad.
yes. So
Pretty solid.
he can
I
drink
love the
whatever he
science of
wants.
comics.
His liver's made of rocks. I love that snake in the shadow back there.
Yeah, I know. I like him too.
That one
The
there, yeah.
peekaboo snake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. He's hiding. He's
Yeah.
gonna come out, ruin your day.
Well, it's my favorite character in the Jungle Book is the snake.
Oh
Mhm.
man. Yeah, me too. Did you see the live action Jungle Book that had the Shere Khan?
No.
That was
Was it good?
Did you like it?
so, you know what? I did. I haven't been big on a lot of those live action adaptations, but Jungle Book is one of my favorite Disney movies.
Yeah, mine too.
And Shere Khan, not Shere Khan.
Baloo?
No.
Mowgli?
What is the monkey's name? King Louie.
King Louie. He's the
King
king of the
Louie.
swingers. Jungle VIP.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I didn't. Let's put it this way. I didn't hate it. I haven't seen like the Dumbo or anything.
Good sales pitch, Roland.
I didn't hate it. Yeah. Agent Cub says, "What would Thanos' hobbies be? What kind of entertainment do the galactic characters have?"
Well, in the movie, he tortures his daughter. That's his hobby.
Yeah. Well, I think what's the Hulk world? Their entertainment was the fights, like the Roman Colosseums, right?
Gladiator.
Yeah, gladiator battle things.
That's
Turned out to die is my hobby.
That's my favorite scene in a Marvel movie, though, man. That scene cracks me up every time I watch it. He's a friend from
We're
work.
friends. Yeah,
I know that guy.
I know that guy. We're friends from work, isn't that what he
Yeah,
says?
friends from work.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
friends from work.
It says here that Professor X liked they mentioned a bunch of times that he likes to read. So reading mysteries is mostly, but then he likes to go to murder mystery dinners. He's mentioned in the comics. I never seen that. I don't remember.
That sounds insane.
He also plays wheelchair basketball.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Oh no!
But could Professor X actually do a murder mystery thing? He would know what was going on all the time. He could read people's minds.
Well, he could, but would he? That's the thing. Right?
Yes, he
Just
would. He would
because
cheat. He's trying to win.
That's right.
It's Professor X. I don't think he would cheat.
I think he would cheat. He's a cheater. He looks like a cheater to me.
He looks like a cheater.
It's the bald head. Is it the bald head? Is that
That's
what
how
it
he
is?
lost all his hair from cheating.
That's not it.
He used to gaslight Jean Grey, so of course he would cheat.
Yeah, Professor S.
Love you,
murder
Mike.
mystery parties. He would throw murder mystery parties. They said it.
But he would.
In the comics, he's done it a couple of times in the comics. I just don't. I think
Yeah.
people are lying.
I think that's what
That
I think.
sounds like the
I think Thanos' hobby is he's a private eye.
You wouldn't see him hiding around the side of the. he's sitting in a car with some binoculars trying to look at the windows and stuff.
That's right.
I see you, Thanos. What are you doing? Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
I said, get out of here.
I see you. I'm calling the cops on your ass. Oh.
That's right. He's trying to catch some cheating husband, or he's trying to watch some kind of suspect. He's just that's what he does. He drives around in a small car that's too tiny for him.
Too big. Or he's too big for the car.
He's too big for the tiny car.
So here's Agent Cub says they've shown the X-Men playing basketball and going on picnics. Yeah.
Those are team building exercises.
Exactly.
Those are.
You know, I'm thinking a lot of these little hobby things that people are coming up with, all the stuff that I'm reading, are like when Pete's mentioned it a bunch of times, when you have a scene in the comic where, like Roland will say, you know, they're talking about this type of stuff. Well, you know, Pete, or whoever's the penciler at the time, Mike, whoever, you know, you got to draw them doing something. So all of a sudden they're just in the background, you know, whittling or something.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that becomes a hobby. You know, that's my hobby. I'm a whittler. It's because I didn't want the person just standing there doing this all the time.
I'm carving soap animals.
That's right.
Well, and this is one of the reasons I would say that the X-Men Danger Room was one of the most brilliant things that was created for the X-Men, because you know, part of what you have to do. Oh crap, we're getting into storytelling now. All right, part of what you have to do is you have to establish the characters' powers so that the readers know what they are, and you don't want them just sitting around the table. Mr. Fantastic, you sure do stretch really well. I like the way your arms, you know, that's boring. You're sitting around the table. So you put them in a danger room, in a practice room, and something, so you can see them using their powers without battling the enemy. But at the same time, you get the interpersonal relationships between the X-Men, right? Yeah. So
I like the way they sort of co-opted that for the holodeck in the Star Trek.
Yes. Yeah.
They do a similar thing.
Yeah. So I think that's a pretty incredible.
I found more reports of where it says Superman is mentioned in several books that he likes Metallica. I've
never seen that. That's wild.
I haven't either.
It is.
It says that the Flash, they had a couple of scenes where the Flash is sitting watching TV, and you can see on the TV he's watching Rick and Morty. They've drawn Rick and Morty.
I think he goes to hot dog eating contests on the weekends.
Yeah, I could see Flash watching cartoons. Yeah, I can see that. All right, so my see my clock here where time's a ticking. So my final question for the night then is that this is more of a creative one. So do you think that it's giving your characters hobbies is something that we should look more into or be more serious about to help develop who the character is? Is that something, do you think this is overlooked some? Because we spent a long time tonight trying to come up with stuff, and we couldn't come up with a lot of hobbies that belong to corporate characters who we're all familiar with, right? So we're making stuff up. What we think, oh yeah, Iron Man is a gadget, that makes sense, but or are we just making that up, right?
Well, it depends, because in some of these instances, like in a long-running comic book that's 300, 400 issues, it just sounds like whoever the current writer is has just said, oh, I need them to have a hobby. So here's the thing I've just made up. So it's not really organic to the character. But what we were talking about with Mike a few minutes ago is the hobbies for the Man in the Mask are organic to the character and the setting.
Yeah.
So it's not like something where the Man in the Mask is suddenly like, ooh, I'm collecting Pokemon cards this week. And that's not that would be weird, and it would sort of break the format that Mike has established for the character. So I think it just
fills out the character a little more. You want to give the character more stuff. Like did Sherlock Holmes, you know, those guys what kind of hobbies did those guys have?
He
made them more lifelike.
He was
don't want them to do.
He played the violin. Yeah, he played the violin.
Yeah.
Well, and he read the paper and solved mysteries by just looking at the newspaper.
That's right. And looking off in the distance, and his brain goes.
But I think But I think so. In some cases, if it works and you can get a good story out of it and it becomes part of the character, that's great. But like Superman is just like, oh, he's a Metallica fan. It's like we don't buy that. That there's no reason for him to be a Metallica fan. It seems like it's very. It seems like somebody just pulled it out and said, well, the writer of this issue is a Metallica fan, so now Superman.
And now all of a sudden, yeah.
Or I bought Metallica. I'm the writer, so I bought Metallica tickets for the weekend. I want to write them off of my taxes. So now Superman is is a Metallica fan.
Figured out a way to write it off.
That's genius.
That's a good idea, though.
So I think
Mason.
If you can make it organic to the character, then that's great.
Make it make sense.
And make it make sense. But otherwise, it's going to stick out like Superman and Metallica.
Yeah. Any way of making depth. If you can make something more deep, make the character more real, anything you can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And try to tie the hobby to a story, not just like a thing he does for a page.
Right. Yeah. But I also think what you hit on, like for Man in the Mask, I think it's important that it makes sense and be vital to the character.
Yeah. Because you can look at the Man in the Mask stuff, and you can look at his background and his interests and his community, and every decision he makes is going to tie back to that.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so that hobby is him as much as the tattoo is part of somebody.
Yeah.
And so I just don't see that. I'm gonna beat on this Superman Metallica thing till I'm dead, but it makes no narrative sense to me.
No.
Me either. I can see Demon be.
I wonder if Superman would have to pay for his tickets, or would he just fly in and just?
He cheats. He
has super hearing.
He could just sit off to the side and then do. Yeah,
super
hearing.
The world is iPod.
Shouldn't be watching.
He could just get on the highest mountain around it and use his X-ray supervision and see it and hear it. Right.
Watching. Yeah.
He's got front row seats. Yeah.
He goes to the Fortress of Solitude and listens to it on the shortwave radio.
Yeah.
That's not a hobby.
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, Roberta, can we see the whole
Yes.
page?
Yes.
Let us see the whole page.
Here we are.
Nice. It's coming along. Looks good.
Cool beans.
It's amazing what you can do in an hour.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do know that the snake people are purple, right?
No, be quiet.
Oops.
I sent her a list and said, "Here are the snakes. Here are the snakes."
I have a list of who's who. So.
Yep. So, they're specific. They're specific snakes.
There are
each one of
certain
them
types of snakes. Yeah.
Yeah, each one of them is different. So,
But they'll all have their own color combination.
that's right.
And you got mouse with the wrong color here. It's supposed to be.
Oh
No.
He's not.
Yeah, she's got that.
Cat's
They're
supposed
just
to be.
fine.
Gee, I wonder
All
what
right.
Tommy's hobbies are.
Wonder who's Tommy's hobbies?
I wonder what Tommy's hobbies are now.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so on Tuesday, the Silverline crew on Tuesday are going to say, how do you make a mystery or horror comic? The team discusses how you can explore different forms of mystery and horror stories in comics. It's Tuesday.
That sounds fun.
It does sound fun, doesn't it? Wednesday, there will be no stream. They will probably be out shooting fireworks for Independence Day. That's right. So happy Independence Day to everybody.
Goodbye England Day.
That's right. Or as what's Pete told us he calls it sometimes?
Insurrection Day or something.
Insurrection Day, yeah.
The ones that got away.
Next,
Tom, do you now that you're a Canadian, do you celebrate the 4th of July?
No, because Canada has weird hobbies that sort of parallel American hobbies, but they have different names and purposes. So Canada celebrates Canada Day on July 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
tomorrow you got a holiday.
Yeah, so tomorrow everything is closed, and I'm just going to sit here, do nothing,
including the airport, right?
Right, yeah, including the airport. And July 4th for us is just like a regular day. There's no
quit shooting the fireworks over the borders. Keep it in your own land. Get out of my yard.
I have friends who are like, so what are you going to do July 4th? It's like,
work,
dude.
I'm Canadian. I don't care.
It's an American holiday. It's not worldwide. There's no.
It's not. We think it is.
Next Sunday, we're going to have former Malibu staff artist Scott Reed join us.
Yay!
Yeah. So Scott will be here, and he's going to give us all of the inside scoop about Malibu's art department, which Scott was a part of.
Yeah.
So that will be fun.
That'd be cool.
Fun fact:
we saw him at a show not too long ago. So that
Tommy
was
and I
fun meeting
just
up
saw
with him again.
Yep, Tommy and I just saw him at a show down in Tampa. So Scott is not geographically not that far from us, so that was pretty fun to see him.
And believe it or not, Scott wants to go with us to mountain bike riding. So he's a mountain bike rider.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That'd be great.
Your hobby
we'll
is growing.
Talk about it a little on the show. Another hobby.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
See how much money he spent on his bike.
Hey, Tom, Agent Koepp says, are you Canadian?
Well, Agent Koepp, I am two things. I am Canadian and American. I was a U.S. citizen first for hundreds of years, and then I became a Canadian.
You if you're Canadian, you can have dual citizenship, can't you?
Yes. Yeah. There's whatever
thinking.
weird treaty we have between the two countries, you can keep both.
Yeah.
We'll let you. We'll let you.
That's always weird. It's like, I guess you can vote in both elections.
I do.
Yeah, and that's just weird to me. It's like,
and he votes multiple times.
No, we're gonna do that until he dies.
I also pay U.S. taxes too, so I'm a U.S. taxpayer.
Oh,
so,
really? Wait, so all right, so this sounds complicated. So why do you do? Because you live in Canada, but why do you pay U.S. taxes?
Well, that's the arrangement.
That's because they told me to.
Yeah, that's so. What happens is that nobody cares.
I want to vote.
Me and Roland
it's the money that you make from U.S. Companies, right? That's where the taxes that you have to pay.
Well, so what happens is that Canada, you pay your Canadian taxes based on your worldwide income. So everything I make in the U.S., everything I make in England, everything I make in Canada goes into one lump sum, and that's my Canadian taxes. And then whatever doesn't get covered, I file a separate U.S. return, and the U.S. goes, "Oh, I see Canada got most of everything, so you owe us $50."
Oh,
so it's not like I pay a $1 jillion. It's just I pay like a leftover tax, basically.
Huh? That's interesting. That sounds pretty fair. It's like
it's not bad.
Yeah. They took all your money, so we're gonna just give us this much. Yeah. Agent, you're asking way too many loaded questions here at the end of the stream. So I'm gonna do what I've done to you before in the past. Hold that thought and hit us up. Hit us up next time with that. Tom will be happy to answer that question because I have asked him that same question as well, Agent. So we will ask that one later. Any appearances over the next week, guys? Anybody have any news or anything?
No.
I will be appearing at the San Diego Comic-Con at the end of July.
Cool.
Sweet.
Cool.
So,
and by appearing, I'll be walking around
on the 10th. I'm going to be kind of weird not next weekend, but the couple of weekends after. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to be.
Yeah. How are we going to tell?
I'm going to be in Mississippi. Renee's father is having a thing done, so I should be able to do something. We'll see.
Don't you have a signing coming up, Tommy? Do you have a date for that?
Oh no, I don't know when it's gonna. Well, yeah, it's supposed to be. Let me look on. So we're going on. So on the 13th, I'm supposed to be doing a thing with Stephen Butler and Mitch Bird and Lily Butler at the 3 Alarm Comics in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Nice,
sweet.
And Lily is a colorist, right?
She does all kind of stuff. She inks, she colors, she does some drawing stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Stephen's
daughter. Yeah.
Good.
Handy dandy little artist there.
So you said that's on the 10th for you?
No, we're driving on the 10th, but that's the 13th.
The 13th. All right.
Still should be able to do the 14th show. It just may be weird because the internet's not that good, and I'll probably just be sitting in their bedroom or one of the bedrooms. But the 21st, will be driving back, so I probably won't be on the 21st.
Oh man, we've got the orchestra guy coming on the 21st.
I probably,
bummer.
Unless I'm back by then.
I have asked him to try to get we gave all you guys a little snippet of the news. I've asked him to try to get one of the tunes in completion so that we can play the whole tune and you guys can see what they did. Yeah. I know. That's
another hobby I like. I like being an artist. I mean, a musician, a magician, and a musician,
and magician. Yep. Anybody else? So Tom, so you're going to San Diego. If somebody wants to meet up with you at San Diego, you got a little booklet that you're writing down, taking meetings and that kind of thing. Just reach out to you.
I'm taking meetings, and I'm also on a couple of panels, so you can.
All right.
I'm sure one of the panels is "Why did Marvel buy Malibu?" comic panel.
No. I'm on a panel for top 10 things creators need to know about breaking in and staying in the comics, because breaking in is easy compared to staying in.
Right.
And I'm on one called Licensed Comics, the licensing panel.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one. So if I have my prototype or Dinosaurs for Hire comics, I can bring them to you at the conclusion of a panel, and you'll sign them.
And
for
God
me?
bless you, sir. Yes, just you'll find me at the easiest way to find me is at one of the panels.
Okay, excellent.
And because you've been to the show, it's hard to find people, even when you text them and say I'm here. It's like okay,
yeah. Roberta, are you going this year? Are you going down there and look around?
I can't afford it, dude.
Yeah, it is pricey.
It is expensive.
So.
Yeah, Barry's.
You have to book your hotel in February, or you're out.
Nuts. And Barry's not going this year. He's skipping.
This is like the first year he's not going, isn't it?
No, he didn't go last year either because it got.
I didn't go since the
took
pandemic.
his hotel away from him.
I guess I was thinking that was this year. Okay.
Yeah, that's too bad. I owe Barry lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost his spot now. Now he's just back in the whatever the bowl.
Once you give up your spot, you're back.
He had that spot for like 7 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Now,
he was right there by. He was right there by Randy Ronaldo, the Heflin brothers, right?
Yeah,
and Randy's got a new book, and that's usually the first thing I pick up on preview night. I go to Randy's booth, I grab a copy of his new book.
We've already sent him. I mean, that Kablam people have already sent him. It looks good.
Well,
it does look good.
Let's get out of here. Geekmen, if you're still around, welcome again to the network. Let me find my video here. So until next week, remember to make mine Silverline. Good night, everyone.
Hey, I'm G-Rod. Make mine Silverline. You heard me.